What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here with more Madden 18 news for you guys. I told you in the last video to expect more videos like this going forward because we are less than 2 months, or maybe just about 2 months away from Madden 18. So any news that I get, anything new about the game that I feel like you guys should know, I'm definitely going to be sharing with you guys. I've been, like I said, paying close attention to the Rex Dixon interviews. I've talked to some of the game changers, and there are some already confirmed fixes that I wanted to address in this video. The last video I talked more about the new game modes, the sim, competitive, and arcade game modes. I'll link that video below if you haven't seen that yet. Definitely check it out because there's a lot of good information in that video. This video basically should be a little bit of a quicker video. I just want to touch on some of the gameplay issues that have been confirmed to be resolved this year. One thing that Rex talked about in some of the interviews I've listened to was, there's two things you do when you try to improve a game each year. You want to fix gameplay issues. You want to clean up the little things that actually make for a better gaming experience, the things that are going to make head-to-head better, the things that are going to make, even when you're playing against a computer in franchise mode, the little gameplay issues and bugs that you clean up, those actually make the game better. But you can't just clean up, every year we say, just fix the gameplay. The majority of people just say fix the gameplay. We don't care about new features and new modes and, new things for franchise mode. Most people just say just fix the gameplay issues, and that is something they've done this year. And the thing with that is you can't just fix gameplay issues, because you need something to put on the box that sells the game. You need something new. You need something like Draft Champions. You need something like this year, you have the story mode, and you have the new online competitive game modes. You need things that you can put on the back of the box that says, hey, this is something new. This is a reason you should grab this game. You can't just simply say, oh, we fixed all the gameplay issues, so that's why you could pick up this game, because the casual person doesn't care about that. They don't give a damn about that, quite frankly. But one big thing they focused on this year, Rex said, it's not the most exciting thing to talk about for the average person that plays the game, but they cleaned up a lot of the gameplay issues that have been just plaguing the game for the past few years, and maybe even some of the things have been plaguing the game for 5+ years. It's just a lot of the little tweaks that they've made that they say is going to make the gaming experience, the gameplay, the head-to-head so much better. And I'm going to touch on a few of those things right now that I'm sure a lot of you will be happy about. So one thing they did was they brought back the Juke. Now, Madden 15, Madden 16, the double Juke, while it was definitely fun to do, it was down a little bit. It was definitely overpowered. The Juke should matter, but the Juke should still be something that you should still have to have some kind of user skill to pull off the Juke, because at the end of the day, that's one of the things that separates the absolute elite Madden players from just the really good Madden players, is that elite level user skill. So you should be able to out-juke your opponents, but it should definitely take some skill. The double juke in Madden 15 and 16 was just easy. Anybody could do it, and it was definitely just way overpowered. So this year in Madden 17, the way they did the new juke moves and running moves, it was definitely a fail. Nobody liked it. It just, you hardly could juke anybody. That's why elusive backs this year in MUT were useless. Most people were only using the big trucking backs like Ricky Williams and Derrick Henry and guys like that, the big guys that could run you over, because trucking was the only true way that you can consistently break tackles with an elite running back. You couldn't out-juke anybody this year because they just completely nerfed all the juke moves. So this year, that's one of the big things that Rex did mention, is that they brought the juke back. Now, is it going to be a bum-friendly juke where everybody can pull it off? That we don't know yet. I would hope not. I would hope it takes some level of skill and timing to pull it off. You shouldn't be able to just flick the stick back and forth and just juke everybody out of their cleats. It should take some kind of timing, and I do think it will, but that remains to be seen. But that's one of the biggest things to mention, is the juke move is back, so that means the elusive running back should actually matter more this year than it did in Madden 17. Another one of the hugest things that I've been complaining about since either Madden 12 or Madden 13 is the holding Y on defense to intercept the ball. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for, anything that makes defense better, because or that makes it easier to get stops on defense, because offense has forever been overpowered in Madden. So holding Y definitely gives an advantage to the defense, but it is kind of crappy at the same time because, and I mean, I'm somebody that uses it. Of course, if it's in the game, I'm going to use it. Basically, especially if you have guys like Anthony Barr, the really big linebackers. If you can just run around holding Y on defense the whole play with your user defender, and if you're anywhere in the vicinity of the ball being thrown, you're gonna ball hawk and just like jetpack up into the air to the ball, and just you can be 10 yards in front of it and you can still pick it off pretty consistently. And I'm not knocking anybody for doing it. Like I said, I mean, that's how I play on defense too, because I mean, if that's how you have to get picks on defense, it only makes sense to do that. But I've never thought it was realistic. I thought it was just way too overpowered. Back in the day when you use it on defense, you had to time it. Same thing I was talking about with the juke. The juke should be something that you have to time in order to make somebody miss. It shouldn't be something that you can just click the button and you're going to make everybody miss almost every time. Same thing with intercepting the ball. You shouldn't be able to just run around holding the Y button, and as soon as the ball is released by the quarterback, because you're already holding Y, you're just going to morph to the ball if you're anywhere in the vicinity and you have a pretty tall linebacker. Shouldn't be that way. You should have to time the interception. Otherwise, just like in real life, otherwise you're going to miss the ball. You're going to be too late or too early, or you drop the ball because you mistimed it. Any of these things could happen. So this year you have to time your interceptions. You can't just run around holding Y. If you do that, your person or your defender is not going to get an animation to intercept the ball. You're going to have to be running around still usering, trying to pick which receiver you need to defend, or maybe bait your opponent by defending one guy and jumping back to the other guy. But at the end of the day, when the ball gets close to you, you have to tap Y. You have to time it in order to get the pick. You can't just run around holding it and intercept the pass that's 10 yards in front of you. So that is a huge gameplay fix that needed to be fixed years ago. I'm glad that they finally did it. Sometimes they don't get around to certain things, but that's definitely a big thing because it's just not realistic. I don't have any problem with interceptions, but I want it to be realistic. You should have to time it, and that's back this year. This is the year of the user, like Rex said. I mean, everything is, especially if you're playing competitive mode, everything is going to be up to you. You have to time your jukes, you have to time your interceptions, you have to time the passes correctly. You can't just throw up anything and pray, or you can't just run around holding a button or just flick a button a certain way and juke everybody. Everything is going to be up to the user, his timing, his reads. So that's why it is called the year of the user. It's going to be on you. You're not going to have these little things to continually bail you out anymore, or at least that's what they've said. Another huge thing that's been a problem these past few years, wasn't a problem back in the day, but these past few years has been really a big problem, is slow guys catching fast guys that they have no business catching. You might have a guy that's 92 speed and a 87 speed linebacker runs you down. Like Anthony Barr could run down a guy in Ultimate Team, let's say. Anthony Barr could run down Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's not the fastest wide receiver, but he's sure a lot faster than Anthony Barr, excuse me. And he shouldn't be able to run him down unless he has an incredibly good angle on him. But time and time again these past few years, slow receivers, or slow defenders, excuse me, have been able to chase down guys that are way faster than them, and that is gone this year. That was another big thing Rex touched on. If your guy is significantly faster than the defender, he is not going to run you down anymore. One other thing I'm not 100% sure has changed. He kind of hinted at it, but I can't confirm it yet, but I do think this is going to be another change, is that the shoestring tackles, while those happen in real life, the way they happen in Madden are just completely unrealistic. You're able to just catch guys sometimes that have 5 yards on you. If you tap the button the right way, you get kind of a suction animation. You're able to shoestring tackle, or again tackle guys that you have no business catching. You have 5 yards on a guy that you might be 3 or 4 speed rating faster than the guy, and you have 5 yards on him. He shouldn't catch you, but because they have those weird suction tackle animations, he's able to shoestring tackle you from way too far away. He hasn't confirmed that, but the way he was talking and hinting at certain things, because obviously they don't want to reveal everything just yet, the way they were hinting at things, they definitely sounds like that is going to be gone as well, which is another thing I've had a huge complaint, or huge problems with. I just didn't think it was realistic at all. So those are just a few of the gameplay issues that should be fixed this year, which those few things alone are going to make the game 100 times better to me, and I think most of y'all would agree. Definitely comment down below, do you think these are good fixes? Comment with some other things that you want to see changed, because these videos, the devs watch these videos. They're constantly on YouTube checking out the Madden channel, so that's the best way to get feedback to them. You leave comments in these videos. Say, hey, if this isn't fixed this year, definitely try to fix this next year. These are some things that I think are a problem in the game. And like I said, whether you agree or disagree with the fixes that are happening this year, we'd like to hear your feedback on all of that stuff. So, if you enjoyed this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more at Madden 18 news and Madden 17 tips. And I will see you guys next time.